Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 6. So, I wanted to go over with you really quick what is due this coming Sunday with regards to your marketing plan. So, remember, you're using the same company all the way through this. So, we're not switching companies, you're creating a marketing plan for one company. So, this week, you are going to tell me about your market description. All right. So, what the market description is the market description, what that looks at is that kind of looks at the industry overall. This should be this is going to talk about the whole size of the market. What's going on within that market? Is it growing? Tell me about the landscape of that market. Who's your target audience, your market size, what kind of growth potential do you have, what are the customer's needs and behaviors. So, the key thing to know when we're talking about the market description is basically I want to know about the industry overview. So, what is the current state of that industry? Is it growing? Is it part of a key trend? I know a lot of you are utilizing smart devices. Your product is a smart device. So talk about that industry as a whole. Talk about the technological shifts in that industry. Talk about customer preferences within that industry. Talk about that growth of the industry. Then you're going to tell us about the product review. So, whether it's a product or a service, I want to know, tell me about the main features of your product. Like, what exactly does it do? So, I want to hear information about the actual features of the product. Tell me about the sales with this particular product. What kind of sales is Coca-Cola having? What is the price? What is the price of your product? And then what kind of gross margin is there? So, is there a lot of profit built in? Is this a product or a service that you can charge a premium for? And then because people are paying a premium for it, you've got a large contribution margin. Maybe it only costs you $2 to make, but you're able to sell it for 10. So tell us about the gross margin of it. Tell us about the market. Tell us about the physical characteristics of your product. And then tell me about the competitive analysis. So the competitive advantage is completely different. The competitive advantage is what does your product have or do that gives it that competitive advantage over the competition? So, the competitive analysis in this section, you're going to tell me about your competition. So, it's important that you understand the competition. So, this section includes a discussion of who your top competitors are and how they fare in the marketplace compared to your company's product or service. So, who's your competition? And what this means is you're going to have to research your competition. So you want to glean insight into the competition. What are their sales? What are their marketing tactics? What kind of product quality do they have? What is their market share? How do they distribute their product? So take a look at like their one or two top competitors. So, in the real world, you need to know as much about your competition as you do about your own product. Because remember, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So if Coca-Cola is the benchmark for sodas, which is, where everybody wants to be, they're the leader in the industry, everybody plays follow the leader. So whatever Coca-Cola is doing to be successful, that's what the competition is doing as well. So the competition is always watching you, especially if you are the benchmark, if you are the number one provider within that industry. All right, so that's what you're going to be turning in this Sunday. So I want to know market description, tell me things about the size of the target market, whether it's growing or shrinking, how it's changing. Tell me about the product review. Just tell me about the main features of your product. Tell me about your sales. Tell me about the price. Tell me how competitive that market is. What are your gross margins? What kind of money are you making? And then, of course, the competitive analysis. Really important. What exactly is the competition doing? Who is your competition? What do they have? What are they doing that you're not? How big are they compared to you? What are their sales tactics? What does their advertising look like? Do they have a better product quality? Things like that. So I want to know about the competition. You guys did a great job on the last section of your marketing plan. And as always, feel free to call me or text me anytime you have a question or concern about anything. Okay, I'm here if you need me. Have a great week.